You know what? Let's leave the racing for now, because currently I am recording this in what is near enough to 30-degree heat. And I've decided that because I am already extremely time constrained as it is, because I only really have 2 days to actually feel like I have accomplished something before I go away on my abroad vacation for a week. Instead of racing, we're gonna go after the Rockstar logo collectibles instead. Because I figured at the very least if I do that, I can basically just head out of this game without feeling stressed or infuriated for failing. So, what we are going to do now, before we do any further racing, is we are going to look for our collectibles here in San Diego. And in terms of the vehicle I am going to use for this, well, I think we're going to stick with the Hot Match Quivito for now. Just because I figure this is probably the best choice we have. And also because, well, I really want to make sure that I get this done in style. So we're just going to exit the garage now. I do also have the same image that I previously downloaded from the web for my research purposes, and I think I know the locations of just about every logo here in SD, so...
Yeah, it's cool, but not as nice as mine. But then again, you ain't got my class.
Whatever you say, Oscar. I never do expect myself to have your class anyway, so... you can pretty much put up or shut up. Anyway, so the first logo we're going to collect here in San Diego, it's actually closer to us than you think. So, it's pretty much in this square building over here. Basically the shopping mall, if you will. That is the logo of... well, the location of logo number 1. And I think just for clickbait purposes, I am also going to try and see if whether or not I can get a decent image here of me basically pointing directly at where the logo is. I think this is actually a good shot, so yeah, we're going to go with this one. I think this is a decent enough shot to use for clickbait evidence. Okay, now with that out the way, let's collect it. So that is logo number 1. And now if we just head up the street here, heading through the glass, or breaking our way through the glass I should say, we need to head... oh, I think I just missed it. Oh well, I think I can get back on track anyway. I know where to head from here. So, just gotta head over here, and through... I think this is meant to be a casino, but anyway, this is the location of logo number 2. And now we can head back to where we was before, which is the logo by the fountain. So just gotta head this way, up here, and then over here I think it is. Yeah, through the glass. Through the looking glass. I suppose if you wanted me to use a literature reference, is logo number 3. So, I think what we'll do next is head up the street to logo number 5, which is, I've decided, will be located this way. And also because I want to make sure that this time I actually do get this logo, because I missed it before. So up the ramp, through the glass, and there is logo number 5. Sorry, logo number 4. My correction. So that's 4 logos now collected. And I like how that guy just said, "Oh God." That was actually pretty funny. Anyway, let's now head up here. We've already collected that logo, so now we're just gonna head this way and head straight for what is now logo number 5, which is over this way, down this alleyway, up the hill, through these trees, and just on the roof of this block of flats. Okay, that is now 5 logos collected. And we are pretty much halfway there now, as we need to head this way, even though I am currently fucking it up with my lack of traffic perception, but whatever, it's fine. And that's now 6, as I launch myself onto the highway. So that's now 6 logos located, and now we need to head into the Balboa Park Zoo for logo number 7. There is an entry point somewhere in here, which is the location of logo number 7. Should be an entry point here. And yep, there it is. So that's now 7 logos now located. I was going to do the optional races initially, but then I just decided against it because, well, I hate having to work in pretty much any degree heat that is above 25 or 26 degrees. That's pretty much where you get to my not comfortable spot. Okay, that's now 8. So we're moving along nicely. One other thing that was also quite unique to street racing games back in the day was the fact that some of them did actually give notices to drive safely and responsibly. And that's now 10 logos now located. And now we are just 2 away from finishing our logo hunt. So now as we're underneath these substation reactors, and also surrounded by these containers, I figured I needed enough room to make the jump, and that's exactly what I do. To get on top of this airship carrier, more specifically the USS Kitty Hawk, and right on the bow of the ship is logo number 11. And now all we have to do, as I go into the drink, and basically kill myself.
You just collected a hidden bit of Rockstar. There are 12 of those things hidden around each city. Get them all and we'll hook you up with something special.
Okay, that was the sort of tutorial I was not expecting to see, but more or less, give or take, here we are. It was actually quite funny on how I failed to make the jump, but then I actually just suddenly reset back on the ship that I just veered straight off of. Anyway, head this way for safety, and now we just need to head over to the baseball park for our final logo location. We've collected 11, and the 12th one is right there, so we need to head through the mesh fencing, and this way here, and straight up this ramp outside Petco Park, and there we go, that is all the flag vinyls now collected. Something which I will now show to you as we head back to the garage. We've now got the flag vinyls unlocked, and as soon as we leave the garage, the game will be auto-saved. So, I may need to switch over to a car for this, and I think what I'm going to switch over to will be the Chrysler, just to showcase these because it's what I did before. I will also give my Chrysler a little bit more customization for when we go into Atlanta, but anyway. These are the new vinyls that we just unlocked, as we unlocked the Rockstar flags. Basically showcasing the Rockstar logo in different colours basically. As we've got green, yellow, I think that's meant to be white, red, green, well, kind of contradicted myself there for a moment, blue, and we've also got country flags as well, which includes Colombia, don't know what that one is, also got Jamaica. I also quite like that one in black, that's actually quite stealthy. Looks pretty cool, to be honest. And we've also got the flag of the UK, the US, a camouflage flag, including a kilt flag. Sorry, a kilt flag, I think is what that's supposed to be. Also got Scotland, Mexico, Italy, Germany, France, Canada, Austria, and I think that's it for our collectible flags. I will make sure to put one of those Rockstar flags on one of my rides. And now, if I just back out of the garage, we should be able to save the game. So those are the locations for the Rockstar logo collectibles, if you're wanting to get them.
Not bad, man. Not bad at all.
Huh. I will take that with kudos, Oscar. In other words, I'm basically giving you kudos. So the game is now saving, and whilst I'm not sure if this adds to my overall career progression, it does at least add to my city progression, as we have now made it up to 570.7 miles driven, and we've collected our first 12 logos in San Diego, and I don't think this changes anything on my career stats. No, it doesn't. And I think that will do it for episode 15 of my Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Let's Play. You know the drill. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see you next time for more Midnight Club 3 action.